Hey, what's up, y'all? Classic Kev back with another episode. Honestly, probably the most important episode yet. All right, y'all. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's panic at the disco out there. Hold the disco. These markets, it's a bloodbath. And I'm gonna be honest with you, y'all. I didn't see Bitcoin being at the 43,000 level. Ethereum's at like 35, 3,600. I never envisioned we'd see these levels like ever again. So let me start by saying that price predictions. Nobody knows what these markets are gonna do, y'all. But I'm gonna tell y'all in this video why these markets are really crashing, who's doing it, and why it's really happening. So let me explain, y'all. There's the narrative, and then there's reality. So this is the narrative, and look at this Barron's article where it talks about the Fed came out and we're talking about something about raising interest rates. So that's the narrative. And right when this news came out, the markets tanked. So these markets, you got to understand, y'all, these markets are controlled by whales. 70% of these markets are controlled by a few select institutions and hedge funds, whatever you want to call them. They really control these markets. So what they do is whatever the sentiment is, whatever the narrative is in the news, and a lot of times they're making the news, right? They play off of that. So when they see this bad news come out with the Fed talking about raising interest rates, then they, right after that news came out, Bitcoin tanked. Also, you're still dealing with the Omicron, all that nonsense. The markets crashed, right? So what's happening is this. You have people that's trading with leverage, right? They're borrowing against their portfolios because Bitcoin's been trading sideways, and they think that it's the bottom. So when they think that it's the bottom, they bet long, they bet their portfolios, right? So when the bad news comes out, the whales, they're selling, y'all. They're selling, boom. Those leverage traders, they're losing everything. They're getting wiped out. That's why you should never trade with leverage. Never trade with, I don't care if you think you're the best trader, because I know good traders and they still get liquidated. So historically, y'all, the best strategy has been the dollar cost average. Just buy the dips, hold, and if you're gonna sell when stuff hits an all-time high. Not financial advice, but I want you to think about this. I want you to think about this honestly. Look at your portfolio and ask yourself this. If you would have bought every day, say you've been in crypto for a year, if you would have bought, instead of putting all your eggs in one basket, if you would have just bought every day that you felt like this, right? And you would have sold every day Bitcoin or Ethereum had an all-time high, would you be sitting pretty right now? Absolutely you would. So when we see these giant fluctuations of, something going up 20%, 30%, 40%, or even going down 20, 30%, that's because the leverage traders are trading 100x what they have, making the prices go up, right? The hedge funds are selling, making the price go down, and the leverage traders are losing everything. So when this news comes out, y'all, that's the narrative, but it's not the reality. So, and I'll give you an example, because let me show you what the smart money's doing. See this? The fourth largest Bitcoin address just added a massive 43,000 Bitcoin. The wallet has never sold a single Bitcoin in history. Now holds almost $5 billion worth of Bitcoin. So the smart money is buying these dips, right? And you have nation states like El Salvador, they're buying the dips. You have, guys, you're seeing publicly traded companies adding Bitcoin to its balance sheets, right? Do you think that in 2022 more companies will be adding Bitcoin to its balance sheets? Think about it. So think about a company like Apple that has like billions of dollars of just cash, right? The Fed has come out and told you that inflation is not transitory, meaning that inflation is real, and I think it's estimated anywhere 6 to 15% per year that the dollar is losing 6 to 15% of its value. So think about it. Just use common sense. If you're Apple or any big publicly traded company, right, and you have shareholders to answer to, and you have, say, $1 billion on your balance sheet, but you know that $1 billion is losing 15% per year, well, what are you going to do? You could buy the rarest, most valuable asset in Bitcoin. Oh, that possibly a good idea, right? Of course. So you're going to see in 2022 more publicly traded companies buying Bitcoin, buying these dips. Again, y'all, you're not a whale. You don't control these markets. I don't care what your favorite YouTuber does. I don't care if your favorite YouTuber is selling his entire portfolio. That doesn't change these markets. The only thing that changes these markets is the whales. And so what you have to do, like I've said before, you got to be one of these little fishes that just swim alongside the whale, right? So that's just what I'm doing, y'all. I'm buying the dips, and look at this, y'all. 725 million in crypto liquidations in the last 24 hours. You know what the hedge funds think of this? That's free money. That's free money, because when they wipe out those leverage traders, the hedge funds come back in, reestablish their positions at a lower cost basis, and the rich get richer. You've heard that expression, the rich get richer, right? You make your money when there's blood in the streets, y'all. You don't make your money when you buy something that's on a green wave. You make your money when you buy when it's red, right? You make your money when there's blood in the streets. So, again, y'all, but again, you shouldn't be, if you don't believe in this technology and its long-term mass adoption, you shouldn't be buying anyway, right? So let's draw the line in the sand. You need to look in the mirror today. You need to look at your portfolio, and you need to ask yourself, what am I doing? Because if you got a bunch of coins that you've never heard of, or because some YouTuber recommended it, and you don't know what their real world use case is, and you don't know the team behind it, then yeah, maybe you should sell, right? But if you're somebody like me that actually researches these coins, that actually has a background in finance, that actually has a background in payment processing, then it makes sense that all of this stuff is the future. And again, let me show you this. Airbnb explores crypto payments. CEO sees a revolution happening in crypto. So let's use common sense, y'all. Airbnb is going to be adding the ability to accept crypto as a payment form. Well, why wouldn't they, right? Because they know what I know, right? And obviously they did a poll, and that was the number one thing that customers wanted to pay in crypto. I would absolutely, if Airbnb allow me to pay, well, I got a bunch of Dogecoin, I got a bunch of, Polkadot, I would definitely pay Airbnb, you know what I'm saying? And I would use some of my Airbnb, use some of my crypto to pay for Airbnbs, absolutely. But this is just another sign of mainstream adoption, y'all. Because Airbnb, that's just one website, right? And if you know anything about, like I said, I own a payment processing business, so I kind of understand that accepting payments, especially online, where it's not in person, the processing fees are very expensive. And Visa and MasterCard, these card brands, they kind of have a monopoly on it, and the rates are ridiculous, y'all. If you're a business owner and you're watching this, yeah, your credit card processing statement, that, guys, think of a business, right? Think of a traditional brick and mortar business, or especially an online business, right? You have overhead cost, right? You have fixed costs and you have variable cost. So your fixed cost would be like your rent, right? Your rent's the same every month, right? Now, most businesses, let me tell you what their highest expenses are. Their highest expenses is their rent, right? Their labor. Your labor is very high. And you know what? One of the top three, we're usually in the top five, their payment processing expenses, right? So crypto is actually solving a lot of the issues with payment processing and the fees associated with it. So understand that if Airbnb's implementing this, every single e-commerce, every single business, when available, will accept crypto payments. So that's bullish long term. Now let me show you this. Look at this article. Samsung enters the metaverse, opened its flagship 837 stores in Decentraland. So Samsung, one of the largest companies in the world, do you think that they would be opening stores in the metaverse if this was a scam or a fad or wasn't the future? Samsung knows what I know. And if you made it this far in the video, you probably know the same thing. And I'm probably just preaching to the choir, and I love y'all for that. So, and again, Decentraland, let me remind y'all, Decentraland is built on Polygon Matic, right? Polygon Matic is one of my largest holdings, and Polygon Matic is a layer 2 of Ethereum. So you see how it's all kind of related? So guys, this is, guys, look at this article. Goldman Sachs says Bitcoin will compete with gold as a store of value. This is Goldman Sachs saying this. This was in January 5th. This article just came out. Look at this, and I talked about this in a previous video. A plan for a $3 billion casino in New York's Manhattan includes a massive crypto trading floor and flying car landing pad. You think they're building all of this and crypto's not going to be here, going to be a fad? Guys, so look, I know it's hard on days like today. I know these dips, look, they hurt my soul. It's not fun. And at the end of the day, guys, you can never time these markets, right? and time in these markets will always beat time in these markets. So we just got to stay disciplined, y'all. And look, it's okay to not add. If you don't have the money, don't buy the dip, y'all. Just yeah, your position's established. Stop looking at the app. Go outside. Do something else with your time. And just hold through, y'all, because crypto is the future. I'm sure y'all can see the mass adoptions happening right before our eyes. So just stay calm, y'all, and don't worry, because you will remember these days. You will remember these days. And anybody who's invested in crypto, crypto has created more millionaires than probably, I think, any asset class in mankind's history. We're witnessing the greatest transfer of wealth ever. Anyway, y'all, I'm Classic Kev. I'm out. See y'all later. Peace.